welcome back to my channel, guys. I feel like it's been a long time. I mean, it's been about a week. I'm trying to stay like motivated to do like at least one video a week, because I mean, what's the point if I'm not being consistent, you know? But anyways, let's get into this video. So excuse me. Today's video is going to be about how I really struggled with for a long time, feeling like I wasn't trans enough. Or, yeah, I wasn't trans enough to be able to physically transition. Now, disclaimer before I start the video, because you know I love to do those. You don't have to, just because you're trans doesn't mean you have to physically transition. Period. Alright, now that we're past that. But yeah, I feel like I wasn't trans enough to start transitioning and going on hormones and, you know, surgeries and all that. I thought, like, do I really need it? You know, is this a necessity or is this a want? You know, is this like, I watch all these videos of different trans guys who are like, have crippling dysphoria and they just know it. And so they're like, okay, so this is what I need to do. I need to get on hormones. I need to get surgery, top surgery, bottom surgery, the whole shebang. And for me, my story is a little bit different than that. So, I mean, it was just kind of hard for me to realize, like, just because my story doesn't look exactly like the person that I see, you know, on YouTube or wherever, doesn't mean that, like, my story's not valid. So, I'll go into a little more into depth about what that kind of means. So, pretty much, like, I would say my whole life, I presented as a woman, as a girl, and I got through 20 years of that. So I just thought, like, if I can get through 20 years of this, even though I don't feel the best, but I can do it, it's manageable, why should I transition? Like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it to kind of go through, like, having people change pronouns and having to deal with, like, getting misgendered and, like, having to come out again to, you know, the whole world and all that? Is it worth it? And then, like, you have to also think, like, or at least I thought, you know, what if I change my mind and I do all this stuff, I get on hormones, and I'm like, you know, this isn't for me. It's not making me happy. What about that? What about all the what ifs? And that really discouraged me for a long time. And, like, it's really sad, honestly, looking back now, because now, even a year ago, I just know, like, I was in such a bad place. Like, no cap. For real. Like, it was really bad. Not gonna lie. And the thing that makes it even more sad is I didn't know how, like, bad it was until looking back and reflecting on it now. And a lot of it, yes, I deal with, like, mental health, depression, you know, on the side, but a lot of it did have to do with, like, how uncomfortable I was in my body and the way I presented, and how, like, anytime somebody called me she or her, even though I didn't want to really admit it, it made me so uncomfortable, and it just didn't feel right. It always felt wrong when someone would say, oh yeah, she's over there. It just doesn't, like, it didn't fit, and I was too scared or nervous to kind of admit that to myself, but definitely to other people. And I do have a lot of people in my life, like, who love me, and I know they're gonna love me no matter what, especially my girlfriend, who's in the room right now. But yeah, it was still scary. And I don't know, if you watch my last video, you kind of know, like, a little bit of my background, at least family-wise, how they kind of felt, like, the first time I came out. So this was, you know, this is a big deal. Just telling somebody that, like, well, yeah, I don't have to explain that. You guys all know how it is. People don't know a lot about what it means to be trans. So, and it's rare that you meet someone who knows like a trans person firsthand. Like they regularly interact with that person, or just in general, even on TV. Other than like the two like main faces that you see, no one else really knows. And it's just like I think a lot of people, they just get, I don't know, not scared, but they just don't know. And that's, no one's fault except everyone's. But but yeah, so I got a little bit off track there. But yeah, so I just was like, I felt like I wasn't trans enough. Like I didn't have enough dysphoria to be able to start taking hormones or start taking testosterone. Because that's just what I saw. And I think I maybe knew, at least that I knew of, I only knew one trans person. And, like, they're doing great. They're doing amazing. But I only knew one person. So I didn't really have a lot to go off of. And it wasn't until, like, I would say, up until, like, right before I was going to start my physical transition in January, like between December and January, that's when I first saw a black trans man who on YouTube, and I started watching their videos and stuff. They're a little bit younger than me, but still, pretty close at age, so I could kind of relate. But it was another one of those situations where like they knew since they came out the womb, like they knew right away that they wanted to go on testosterone, and they got top surgery in like high school and stuff, which is great. Like I'm not knocking on that or anything. Like that's awesome if you know that an important part of you early on in life, then that's amazing. But a lot of people don't. And me for one, especially, I did not know, and for a while I didn't want to know, to be honest. I kind of just pushed it away, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. This is scary as heck, and yeah, I don't know anyone else doing it, so I'm pretty much just gonna be out here by myself trying to do this scary thing with no experience. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting a little off track here, so hold on a second. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you've been so off track, you lost me. Just kidding.
I'm talking about not being trans enough.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about how when people refer to you with she, her, hers pronouns, how uncomfortable it made you, and yeah.
So yeah, like I was saying, now I'm back on track. It would just make me so uncomfortable, like when people would use like she, her pronouns, and like even when no one else was around, when I would just like look at myself in the mirror or look down at my body, it just didn't make sense. Like it was just like, okay, obviously this is my body, but it doesn't feel like it's my body. I know that's going to be hard to kind of understand if, I don't know, you've never experienced dysphoria, but yeah, I would just look down and it's like I see a woman's body, and that's not me. That doesn't feel like me. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel like me. So after that, like, that was a big eye-opener for me. And I guess at the end of the day, I mean, even though I was nervous that people weren't going to accept me, or like what people would say after, I came out to them, but I just was like, you know what? F it. And I apologize if there's any children watching this, but F it, because this is my life, and it's not fair if I have to, like, I can't live my full, truest life, just because somebody else is uncomfortable with it. Like, right? It just doesn't make any sense. And I feel like you can apply that to pretty much anything. If you shouldn't change the way you are, the true person you are, just because somebody else might feel some type of way about it. Like, if it's not hurting you and it's not hurting anybody else, then go for it. And if you do change your mind, you change your mind. If it doesn't make you happy anymore, it doesn't make you happy. And that's another thing that I kind of had to tell myself, is like, at any time I can stop taking testosterone. Like, I'm not in a contract for like 10 years or something and I have to take it, or, you know, something's gonna happen. I can literally stop at any point. And although some physical changes, you know, it'll never go back to how it was before, a majority of the stuff, it will. And so that really helped me, just kind of knowing that. So just to recap here, even though I didn't feel like I was trans enough, because I didn't think I can't do this fucking video.
What do you mean?
It's all over the place.
That's okay. That's okay. I think you were doing an amazing job, babe. Okay, what part? I can help with some guidance.
What am I saying? I feel like no one's gonna understand what I'm saying. I feel like it doesn't make sense. It's like
That little song?
yeah, yeah.
I know what you're saying. I'm following. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
And if people aren't following, they can just rewind it and listen again and pay more attention.
Okay. This is supposed to be me, so this is how I am. This is
your
how I talk.
life. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You have a disability that and you should never apologize.
I'll never apologize for being mentally ill, because that's something that I can't change.
Exactly. It's the mental illness for
Yeah.
me.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah. So I didn't feel like I was trans enough, even though, like, it came to a point where I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't just keep living my life like okay. Because, what? Who wants to do that? Live their whole life just feeling like, oh, you know, I'll get by. Every day it's just, I'll get by. I'll survive. I don't want to just survive anymore. I want to live. Because as cheesy as that sounds, it's the truth. Like, why would I, I don't want to survive. I want to live my life doing exactly what makes me happy, and like being my true self, 110%. So, yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say. Kind of short and sweet video. Like always, I will post a written version of this that I already did, thank goodness. And you can check it out on my website, my blog page. If you do have any other questions, I've had a couple people message me and just kind of ask me like about this subject. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram or email or whatever. I'll have all my socials, contact information down below. And as usual, please make sure you like, maybe even leave a comment if you're feeling like real fancy, and of course subscribe, because it really does go a long way. Every time that number goes up, even if just one extra person subscribes, I notice it. It doesn't always tell me who subscribed, but I notice it. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me grow this far. When I post this video, I'm hopefully doing the same day I'm doing this giveaway. So if you haven't seen any of my posts on social media, pretty much as long as you like, comment, and subscribe on my last video, not this one, but the one before, and you leave a purple heart emoji in the comment section, then you will be entered to win a $20 gift card or $20 via Cash App. And there'll be 3 winners. But yeah, it closes... The day I'm doing the drawing is the 26th, so hopefully this video is going to go up on the 25th, And so the 26th will be the final day. So after you see this, then hopefully you'll still have time to enter. I'm sure I'll do more giveaways in the future because it's cool. I mean, if I can financially, you know, it works with my budget and stuff, then I'll do it. Plus, yeah. Anyways. So yeah, thanks for watching. I know this video was very like, ooh, but this is me. This is my channel. I mean, if you know me in person, you know this is kind of how I am anyways. So yeah, but I'm gonna shut up now, get off this little camera whoopty, and I'll hit y'all up later. Peace.
Peace up.
A-Town.